So guys, it's me, Lino Martinez. This is part 2 of my diagram and how Gangstalkers, aka the Illuminati, aka Freemasons, aka the Initiates, Masons, Watts Tent Pedophile Cult, Ring Group, Gangstalkers, everything I named, the broadcast, the signal, the aka the Devil's motherfucking army. You know, here it is. I drew this, and this is part of my book. Let me show you my book. I dropped half of it down here. This is my book that I drew in jail. It's a lot of stuff I wrote while I was in jail. You know, that's a lot of writing. Red Bull, drinking Red Bull. Nothing but Red Bull. I usually don't drink energy drinks. Well, anyway, this is part of my book. And everyone knows when you're getting gang stalked, you know, that you're in the center of all the shit that's happening. And that's me. That's what happens to me. That's a target individual like yourself, that you're also targeted. Okay, well, let me go from the beginning. This is, you know, Satan's generals. You know, these are Satan's generals. Watts Tent Pedophile Cult. Leader is a woman, you know, because they always refer to the woman, you know, even though a man every now and then says what he has to say, you know, it's usually a woman that controls everything. And I drew a pyramid with a square, with the diamond, with the circle inside of it, and an X. That's the ringleader. It's a woman with a device. She's basically one of Satan's generals, you know. And they will say they're not, but they are. You know, they're in the devil's army. And then underneath that, you got your handler. Basically the same thing, but he has access, or she has access to the device. And it's an X. An X means a gang stalker. And that also got a circle with the diamond and the square. But the only difference is that he doesn't got the pyramid symbol around him, because that's the ringleader. Okay, that's a handler with the device. And then you got the gang stalker right there. Your gang stalker that has also access to the device. He got an X, or she got access to the device. It's an X with a circle and a square. And then below that, you got your regular gang stalkers. You know, the ones they recruit, new members. You know, those are the people that they recruit to join their shit. And they don't have access to the device, but they can also V2K and, you know, watch at the same time what's happening. And those are your regular gang stalkers. And here's the pyramid. The pyramid right here, I drew a circle because it's a ring. Groups of groups within the ring, but it's the pyramid also. It's the Illuminati, the Initiates, Freemasons, Masons, 33 Degrees, Watts Tent Pedophile Cult, Ring, Cult, Group, Gangstalking, all in one, the devil's army, basically. You know, and right here, what does that mean? There's also Gangstalkers. These are your Gangstalkers right here. It's the same thing. Those are people that do skit theatering, noise campaigns, harassment campaigns, fucking with people's food, hygiene, property, stealing, sabotaging people's property, carrying out, like I said, noise campaigns and harassments, and also V2Ks. Those are your people that do that, okay? So let's go right here. This is basically the ringleader at the very top, right? And then you got your handlers. The ones with the device, they're right there. They're watching. They also do this shit right here. But the ringleader, the woman tells these guys what to do, what to say, also along with these handlers, you know. And Gangstalkers with the device, you know, these are them. They got groups of them, man. There's one group, another group right there, another group, another group, another group, another group, another group, and another group, and they all have groups, you know, within the whole big army within Gangstalking, the Devil's Army. And these are people that got access to the device, you know. The Ringleader gave access to the handlers gave access to Gangstalkers. Now they have access to the device, and then you got your regular Gangstalkers, new recruits and everything. So the ones with access to Gangstalkers that have access to the device are these guys, man. The ones they got new people in there, like their friends, women they wanted to bring in, you know, new people they just met, or people that targets have seen that they found attractive. You know, like a target was out in public and they looked through, they saw that target saw a female or a male, and then the Gangstalker right there that has access seen that also, wanted to bring that person in. Or, you know, like me, a target individual, you know, who meets a new person out in public and they don't want me to become friends with them. They will recruit them and bring them into a circle, you know, into a group. And these people, these Gangstalkers with the device, will train these new people how to talk, how to say things, how to use different words for different meanings, and how to gangstalk. They're also trained how to beat a lie detector test and do all kinds of fucking evil ass shit. And they're training how to skit theater, how to say certain words to a target individual, and what to say. You know, and they go to the Ringleader at the very top, you know, and or the broadcast, the signal, or the man or the woman, and she also tells them how to say things and get away with things, and they come up with a big old skit theater. And, you know, she's the woman right there that tells them how to do things like that. You know, she's the woman telling them what to say, how to say it, when to say it, and how to lie to, you know, teaching them, also seducing sexually, and bringing them in, and when to look and when not to look, you know, and what to do and what not to do. She's the one that tells all these people right here how to do all those things. And he's also teaches these young ones and how to say it and when to say it. She gives him, they go to her and, you know, get like permission, and she allows it, you know, or he allows it, and they all come up with a way how to do things. They come up one group, you know, that group will come up with something, and then this group right here will do the same thing, will come up with another skit theater or another lie, you know, and come up with all kinds of ways how to mess with a target individual like myself. And and once they get done, you know, getting permission, or, you know, getting told what to do and how to say it and when to say it and when not to say it and when to say it and when to look and when not to look and when to go sexually and when not to go sexually, they come over here and they start harassing me. They start sending, you know, you got your regular Gangstalkers right there, and then you got the handlers with the device, and then you got Gangstalkers that has also access with the device, who send false thoughts, V2Ks, MK Ultra mind controls, you know, gaslights, and also use sound waves, you know, those are frequency waves, who use frequency waves right there. They use frequency waves. He sends those out. You see how there's more lines out there, and then you got your regular Gangstalkers are these people right here, you know, your regular Gangstalkers, the ones that get taught what to do within these big old groups, you know. These big old groups that come up here, get taught what to say, when to say it, when not to say it. And then they come over here to me, and then they start cussing. You see how it says cussing? And they're saying all this fucked up shit towards me. They're yelling, you know, they skit theatering, they lying about me, they harassing, they doing noise campaigns, harassment campaigns, saying sending dynamic shit, saying dynamic shit, you know. And you got your handlers watching all this fucking shit go down, making sure they're the ones that, these handlers make sure if something happens, he or she helps them out of the gym. And he's there to help them if something fucks up. You know, he's there to help them if something fucks up, if something right here happens, like if I catch them in a lie and tell them otherwise and, you know, speak up for myself, that handler right there, also with the device, tells this one or these regular Gangstalkers how to get away with it and come up with a cover up, you know. And they all do that fucking shit, you know, always coming up with ways how to fucking lie and cheat. And that's what they do. They cuss. And this one right here with the also the device, a regular Gangstalker that got now access to the device, who worked his way up the pyramid, because that's where you got to start off at. You got to start off at the bottom of the pyramid of 1, you know, and it goes all the way to 33s. But a lot of them don't even call themselves Masons or Freemasons. They just join it, you know. But they also start at the bottom of the pyramid, and they do initiate acts, man. Right here, you know, Gangstalkers, they do skit theater, they do noise campaigns, harassment campaigns, fucking with food, hygiene, property, stealing, sabotaging, you know, doing initiate acts, you know, like revving their fucking engine around my home, you know, yelling shit out their fucking window, or, you know, using their inner voice to talk shit to me to make me look bad while I'm in public, you know, skit theater, and also lying about me, harassing, you know, noise campaigns, sending demonic shit towards me, sexual thoughts, you know, dreams, all kinds of stuff when I'm asleep and awake. And these handlers are making sure none of this shit fucks up while they're doing that to me. Okay, so that's the one right there, you know. That guy right there, he's a Gangstalker. He was one of these guys, but he worked his way up, or she worked his way up, and she got access to the device. Now, he's a general, you know, also, you know, a person that also has access to it. He's a Gangstalker. He's a handler. He's the one that taught this one also, and he also teaches this one too. And so is the Ringleader. She watches it all, and they also, you know, they brag like you should watch them work. You know, that's what they call it, work. You should watch them work. Okay, the X. I wrote the X down. The X means these people right here, the regular Gangstalkers, right? The ones at the bottom of the pyramid. That's them right there. All around me. All these little X's, they're all around me. Gangstalkers, whether a male or female. They're the ones that are harassing me, saying all kinds of fucked up shit to me, taking turns, you know. And then there's that one right there, you know. He's also the one that makes sure that if something fucks up, he gets them, or she gets them out of a jam, or, you know, and make sure to help them if something fucks up. And he also helps that guy out also, or helps her out, you know. He's that guy, you know, the handler, you know, also with the device. He's also training them to beat a lie detector test, training not to get caught, you know, or training not to look, when to look and when not to look. He lies, bullies, provokes, taunts, and steals my speeches and says them and tells them to say it also, you know. And like right there, that guy right there, he's a Gangstalker, also access with the device. He's not a handler, but almost like a handler. You know, he's the one that sends false BS, almost like, almost. He also sends false BS, you know, about myself, you know, to make it look like it was me. You know, he uses V2K, you know, and direct energy weapons, voice to skull, binaural beats, frequency waves, line, low and high, you know, sound waves, that's frequency waves, and uses by the mind, outside the mind. You know, that's using my words, you know, my voice when I'm not speaking. And he's that guy that recruited the ones he wanted also, you know, the ones he wanted in his little group. And they got, you know, from the handler, they got permission from the handler also. You know, he's the one that teaches this one how to do things also. And she's the one that, or he's the one that also taught this one. You know, it's a chain of command, you know, and that's what they do. And once they, you know, make me look bad and make me think of false thoughts, send false thoughts towards me, try to make me look bad, they come over here, man. They then go and lie to the world, and they go through the broadcast. It's called the broadcast, man, where they go lie and they broadcast everything. At the same time, they'll broadcast when they're lying to me, sending false thoughts, you know, sending, you know, using frequency waves, mind control, MK Ultra mind control, gaslighting, you know, bad stuff towards me. You know, they go to the world and lie, man. They broadcast the pyramid, the signal, the trials. They would call it the trial, you know. And they all lying about me and saying the speeches I said against Gangstalking, white stamp, pedophile cult ring group, and also use my testimonies to make themselves look good, saying what God has shown me and stealing what God has given me. You know, these are all these people that do that shit. And then they come over here, you know, they're lying to the world, you know, and they sabotage my home. They also get everything. They steal everything and sabotage. You know, they take property, man. They get new cars, money, homes, jewelry, you know, carrying out initiate acts, you know, recruiting new people at the same time, you know. And they always got that one right there. The one right there. What is he? He's a guy that makes sure if something fucks up, he's there to help him out of a jam, or she's there to help him out of a jam. He's a general. He's a handler with the device. He's a step above a regular Gangstalker that has access to the device. And then you got your new recruits, your Gangstalkers, and then there's your Ringleader. And that's them right here, lying to the motherfucking world, you know, going on social media, you know, stealing what I had to say, you know, while I was locked up, stealing all my speeches, my books, what I wrote in my book, you know, my testimony when God was speaking to me, you know. And then they try to take over that shit by using voice of skull, you know. And then once they do all this shit and lie to the world and get away with it, you know, they get to go party, man. They all go sexually immoral, have orgies, have parties, drink and do drugs, you know, like smoke weed, ecstasy, or cocaine, or whatever they're doing. They go party, man. And there you go. Again, you have that guy or that female right there. What is he again? He's a guy. He's the handler, making sure everything's going smooth, making sure nothing fucks up. And you also have that one, the regular Gangstalker, also with the device. He's also there. And the woman also, she also participates in the parties, and there's a lot of females, you know, that will skip all this right here, will skip this, but will also train though. So when they go right here and party, they just do the sexual stuff, and that's sex kittens. That's your sex kittens. That's they got trained by beta binaural beats, beta waves. You know, they're now sex kittens. They're like porn stars within the 325 area. Shit that ain't supposed to be said that I've been exposing. And this is what happens, man. So okay, here you go again. You got your new recruits, the little X's, the regular Gangstalkers, and you got his little Ringleader, which has, as a Gangstalker, you know, he got access to it. And then you got your handler, who's also right here watching all this shit go down. And then you got your Ringleader, where they go to, where she tells them what to say, when to say it, when not to say it, how to say it, and when to say it, and when not to look, and when to look, and when to go sexual, and when not to go sexual. You know, they all get approved by it. And this guy or this female that has access to the device recruits these people, you know, that are college kids, high school kids, elementary kids, junior high kids, single women, single men, married men, married females, you know, women, and they bring them into their little group. Within all the groups, and then they come over here and train on me, you know, how to get away with it, you know, how to beat a lie detector test, while all these people are going sexual also at the same time. These people right here are covering for these people right here at the same time, saying that Lino's going sexual, when it's these people over here at the parties going sexual, and they're making me think sexual by sending, you know, false thoughts, V2K, MK Ultra, gaslight, sound waves, binaural beats, sending all kinds of shit and doing all kinds of harassment towards me, you know, revving their engines by my homes and all kinds of fucking shit, while these are partying and getting away with it. You know, once they get done doing that and lie to the world, you know, going on their social media, then they get to do this right here, party. And that's what happens in Gangstalking, man. And that's what's happening around here. And they get gifts, you know, a better education, you know, promise to have a better education. You know, once they graduate, they're promised to get good things in life, you know, to when they get married, their kids are going to be protected, or their kids are going to be protected. It's a cult, man. It's a group. It's a ring, you know. And that's the main things they use also, that is for protection, but it's not for protection, because who are they protecting themselves from when they're the ones going out and starting shit? They're the ones harassing people. They're the ones finding new targets to harass and train off of, and harassing that person, that individual. And then they get mad when that individual finally speaks up or goes on social media and airs out all the fucking shit that's happening, just like I happen to do, just like I found out what's happening. Before I got B2K, a lot of these people were doing this shit to me, and once they B2K me, I found out why every time something good happened, something bad happened. And you know, every time, and now that I'm able to speak up for myself, they get mad and they do it worse and worse and worse. They get worse also about it, you know, and they amp the fucking goddamn harassment or the noise campaigns, or they try to get me fired from my jobs. You know, this one white guy within that shit said, Leno, we'll make sure you never have a job again. Leno, you're gonna be homeless. Leno, you're gonna have respiratory heart problems. You know, failure is what he said. And that is what they do, man. They're evil as fuck, and they put demonic shit on me. You know, they send sexual shit to me, hoping I masturbate, hoping that I do masturbate, so they can cover their tracks for these people right here who are going sexual, while these people are fucking watching me and talking all kinds of shit about me. And that's what they do, man. That is gang stalking at its fucking core, man. It is the devil's army. It's illegal. It's evil. And they try to make themselves look good in public to the world, and they lie to the motherfucking world.